out here in just a second. We got to find out again where everybody's going to be landing when it comes to that, as far as where they're going to be doing. I think Honest has already done quite a lot so far in this first round. So before we get into it, let's see how it goes.
See what happens here. Oh, looks like Lost Recognition has already managed to pick up a pistol round.
Yeah, they picked up the pistol round. It looks like it's done so far. But a little bit of stumbling action coming in with this next round. I mean, we do have Beezy coming in strong for it. He's going to at least see what he can do, but maybe not so much with that. So we're going to have at least a 1-to-1 split, so definitely looking extra fun for the side of Kinship. At least it's going to be a nice 1-to-1, so keep it at even at least.
Yeah, and Kinship able to pick up that follow-up round. It seems like these days, being able to pick up the round after winning the pistol is just harder and harder, even after that nerf to the T-side eco. So big round coming in for them, as that is going to put Lost Recognition in a bit of a tough spot, though we do see the Force coming up. Also a popular strategy. Even if you do lose that round, you tend to force back into it because you'll be on a double save anyway. So we'll see if Supa can get anything done with the MP9 and the Deagles behind him.
Yep, we'll see indeed. Those Deagles will be fun. I always like me some good hand cannons. Again, we'll see what can be done when it comes to that. Ultimately, they can do a lot of damage, but it all depends if they have the accuracy to do it. A little bit of fire action. BZ just barely out of range. Needs to fire just almost. Oh, okay, there it is. He really was just out of range. Taking that little bit of extra damage, but we are going to see Rise, Eco, go. Rise for 2, and then Soup. Gonna go ahead and grab himself 1. And so now down to a 2-to-1. Now that BZ's gonna go ahead and grab 1 more. And so that's definitely a nice recover for the set of Lost Recognition to be able to not only go into an eco with all Deagles, but somehow managing to grab a few more, recover some weapons, and down to 1-to-2.
Quite a bit of a back and forth here already, as Lost Recognition looking to take back some control. Supa sitting here with the MP9. Ooh, might get timing. Then he does, as Lect able to take him out, catches him looking the wrong way, tossing a molly, thinks he might be behind the boxes mid, but unbeknownst to him, he is just around the corner there. We'll see if Lect does peek BZ. It's not going to look like it, and BZ getting him from that chair position, easy to take him out, or excuse me, the bench position.
Yeah, I mean, that's a swift recovery for Lost Recognition. Again, not a lot of teams can really take that back if they go into that extra round and then they have to move back around. Yeah, it's usually kind of a bit of a loss for them when it comes around to getting it, but I like that they're able to do the recovery, which is great. And now taking the lead by 1, and now Kinship's the one that's going to be in the hurting position with having just a couple $100 left to make it happen.
Yeah, this is going to be the economy war starting early. Whoever can win this one is going to find themselves at an advantage for the next round, but as we've already seen, that hasn't meant too much in this early game. So we'll see if Lore is able to pick this one up with the better weapons. They do still have 2 MP9s on their side, and there are 2 AKs coming out for the side of Kinship. So we do have a pause coming through, it seems.
Yep, just holding out. They got to make sure that they have all the things they need ready to go. Make sure they have exactly what they want to do, because being in the downwards position now for Kinship, this is definitely going to be a great opportunity for them to make sure that that is on point and ready to go.
They're going to have to be if they want to win this one. Kinship had a pretty good season for themselves, but so did Lost Recognition, finishing the regular season 11-3. And we'll see what they bring out tonight. We're going to be looking to Nico on the CT side once he's able to get that op out for himself. See if he can have an impact. But for now, it's just the MP9. So here we have Koji ready to take first contact. Peeking off the flash, he gets one with the MP9, but that's going to be it for now, as Ajax able to trade out with the P250. BZ, though, with the AK, Nico with the MP9. And this should be a feeding frenzy, as the CTs will only lose 1 to the pistols, getting themselves a nice pickup there, going up 3-1 for Lore.
Yeah, Lore definitely wanting to start off nice and strong. And best part is this is on their opponent's map pick. So as of right now, Kinship not doing the best when it comes to their pick, but maybe there's something else. Maybe we're just waiting for either the switch to happen or waiting for them to get warmed up. But as of now, it's not going the greatest. And now back into an eco, full-blown eco. This will more than likely be a 4-1.
Yeah, it's still early days here for Kinship on their T side, but this is, or should be, a formality, as Vayne going to be able to take one down with just the Glock. So 4v4 off the back of those 2 kills, one for Supa as well. Shouldn't mean too much in the grand scheme of things, you would hope, but I hate to think it, because, you know, we see more of these random, like, Glock rounds actually being successful these days. Not sure why, but it does happen more often than it used to, it seems.
It does. And honestly, you don't want to. The ones that I get really scared on are those Tech 9 rounds. When you see 5 Tech 9s come out, it could either be a clean sweep or it could absolutely not work at all. But those clean sweeps, it just that's what I expected. But still, those Glocks though do come in handy, and for, like you said, some reason they do a little bit more sometimes. But maybe people have just gotten more practice with the pistols, maybe.
Yeah, the players are just more efficient with the aim these days than they ever were before, as BZ, gonna be missing actually on the planter, so the plant will go down, and a bit of a whiff spam there with the Deagle will get the kills at the end of the day, losing 2 on the CT side, but the bomb plant for Kinship coming in is going to be pretty big. They're happy with that.
Yeah, that's some extra money. And definitely BZ. He was fighting it though. He was trying, but things just weren't going his way. But he still stayed alive, so that means he didn't give him any extra cash.
Yeah, and he's already up to 8 frags in 5 rounds, so you know we'll cut him some slack.
That's
on
a
that
pass.
one.
He's already the MVP at this point, so he's allowed a few fumbles. That's okay.
That's right, but we do see 5 AKs coming out in full utility for the side of Kinship, so this should be a very telling round. If Kinship can't manage to get something going now, you imagine this will be a tough half for them to come back into, but we'll see, as they are looking to apply some mid-pressure. The flash coming out from BZ. We'll see if that helps out his teammates at all. Doesn't look like too much is going to come of it, as Supa taking a fight, taking out Ajax, going down to 22 HP, but will be able to get his kill. Molly coming over the top, gonna force Vayne out of the position and a smoke down, but that is an early advantage for the side of Lore 5v4 now.
Yep, and that advantage, all is welcome with everything that you can have. I mean, it's anything is possible and anything is great, but the Supa's still kind of low, and he may be taken down here in just a second. We'll have to wait and see, but no, that's actually going to be Nico getting taken down. Vayne straight through the smoke. He just kind of expected that to happen.
Yeah, not sure if he caught that barrel poking out of the smoke or what, but Rise actually able to pick up 2 quick kills onto A, so this should be a free A site for the side of Kinship, and what looked like a pretty even round quickly is going to the advantage toward Kinship, but Supa able to pick up one with a picked up op of Nico. Looking for something else, but if a kill doesn't present itself, you imagine this will be a save, and that is Vayne taking out Honest in connector, and Supa, he's still looking with this, thinking about doing something. Imagine he wants to save this op, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case, as Supa, he's feeling himself already, and it's going to cost him, as losing the op, losing the round. 4-2 now, Kinship taking a very important gun round.
Yep, that really put them in a better position, not only with the recovery of the op, but also, you know, getting the win of the round. And so that should put them into a nice position, although Lost Recognition still has plenty of cash to buy up and do a full round again, at least full enough to where they can at least do a good bit of damage. Now, Nico, maybe not so much. Okay, there we go. He's going to be rocking in with the Eco AWP. Yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned early on that we would see what happens when Nico got the op out if he could find some impact, but in that last round, unfortunately, just got spammed out through the smoke, couldn't do a single thing with it, so a lot of money burned up in that last round, now forced onto the scout, but Supa taking first contact again in mid, and again finding success, down to 19 HP this time, but still gonna make it out, as Honest getting caught jumping onto that van position, going down for free, and Koji Miak stuck in connector, burned a little bit. This is very awkward fight, and Ajax is going to be able to take him out. Supa with another, though. Scout not able to find much. 3v3, but advantage looking to be on the side of Kinship.
Yep, and now even a better position. BZ going to be going down, and well, unfortunately for Nico as well. So we rocking it up with just one Supa trying to be the main man himself. Doubtful. He might just be going to save though. We more than likely be seeing. Yep, here comes the bomb plant, and Soup is just wanting to, well, maybe just stay alive. Doesn't have a whole lot of HP left. 17 to his name, and I guess just trying to stay as far away as possible.
Yeah, hopefully learning his lesson after losing that up. Wanting to hold on to the AK this time. And Supa has been finding success in mid on these gun rounds, but his team is not seem to be able to hold on to that A site for right now. It's just been 2 rounds in a row. The entries coming in, one person getting 2 kills. So they're going to have to figure out something lore for that A defense. Else Kinship is going to be able to exploit that, and Supa, unfortunately, not going to be able to hold on to the AK either. Vayne looked incredibly ready for that spot, and that is going to be none alive, and an eco round almost certainly coming out for the side of lore.
Yeah, I would expect nothing less. I would fully expect them to just not buy anything, just go full eco, see what they could possibly do, what kind of impact. Maybe they could steal a weapon potentially, but yeah, I don't suspect they're going to be able to do really much here.
We'll have to wait and find out. This is the USP's 157. People with those kills is going to be able to afford a little bit more. But you can imagine 157 probably isn't going to be enough to get the job done against 4 AKs and an op for Rise. Rise having a bit of a game right now, up to 8 kills for himself as well, matching BZ over there. But honestly, in the gun rounds, it's been Supa who's been coming through. A lot of impact frags, but not enough. As actually 3 kills with the USP coming in out of nowhere. How did that happen? BZ coming away with 2. Koji Miak with 1 for himself, and that's the op coming in with 1. The Tech-9 getting a second, but Koji getting another kill. And all of a sudden, this round is looking like it's so possible for lore as Koji Miak picks up the op.
What just happened? That is incredible. Just a mass amount of bullets, massive amount of damage, and oh, well. Okay, so it's now down to 1v1. 3 HP versus 100, but with that hand cannon, you never know. I mean, it's just going to do it. Let's see what can be done. Getting some jiggles. This is end all be all. It's going to be 1-to-1. 1 bullet each.
Fortunately, Koji Miak not close enough to get that audio cue, so he's not quite sure where Lect is. He was just on the cusp of seeing him, but was playing behind that box. You have to imagine, Lect might be thinking there is a rotate. He peeked out mid, we saw him come through connector, and he didn't spot anything, so he might not be fully ready for this one, but making his way back to Palace. Really advantageous position for him. Koji Miak, he's really not a chance in this one. He knows it as well. He has no information. He's going to be backing out, and that one hurts as this round looks so possible. So those first 3 kills. Unfortunately, Lect's going to be able to finish this one out in the 2 versus 1. Koji Miak, a bit of a consolation prize, saving us up in the next one.
Yeah, that is such a hard task to be like, hey, you know, you could do this, but yeah, like I said, no information, no nothing, but he does have that big rifle, able to save it, walk into the next round, still alive, not giving them the extra money. You know, economically, that was definitely the best choice. Ego, maybe not so much, but you know what? It's all about the rounds at the end of the day, and as of now, good news for Kinship. They grabbed another round, and they've at least tied it up 4-4, so not too bad.
And it was 4-1, so Kinship on a nice string of rounds here. We'll see if they can continue it, or will Lost Recognition be able to put a stop to it as Rise with an early kill, and Ajax taking out Supa. Big scalp to get right there, and off a disgusting shot from him, taking off his head through the corner there, and not even a minute and 30 seconds left. 3 versus 5 now for Lost Recognition. Going to be a tough one to hold on to, and they've been struggling already in these gun rounds, and now with only 3 left, this is looking rough.
Yeah, you got to give it to Kinship. They're starting off hot and heavy when it comes to these rounds, so we'll just have to wait and see if Lost Recognition can find their way. And as of now, it's just looking a little bit harder each round we go, and more than likely, depending on how it goes, we still have time. Honest definitely taking extra damage here. Although we are going to have Honest and BZ along with Nico. They just opened it
Wow.
up, and so now all of a sudden it looks more doable. But we are going to see some extra kills come in. BZ goes down, and Honest at half. Rye's going to go ahead and get that bomb planted, and now Nico circling back.
Nico on the up, peeking out of jungle, but the molly there to stop him. Smoke coming through to put it out. And we'll see what happens. 2 versus 2 on the retake now. Honest and Nico, what can you find? Nico swapping out the op for the AK. Wants the rifle in the retake. Peeking around the corner, but Rise too quick with the op on the angle. That is a tight squeeze, and Sharky going to be able to find Honest. And that is Kinship picking up their 4th round in a row. Lost recognition, unable to get anything going on the CT side. They made it look good there for a second. Thought they were coming back into the round, but it just wasn't meant to be.
Nope. And again, we'll just have to see as we roll into Kinship taking the lead for the first time. This will be looking good for them, but down to the scrappy eco buy for lost recognition. We got some Deagles rolling in with some of those MP9s. I mean, I love them. Love to use them, but we'll see how well they work. I mean, we do have... Sharky's not looking the best. I mean, it looks like it's by choice. He'd probably pick up an upgrade when he can. Lect able to pick up 1 to start us off. Soup and Honest going to go down. And actually, Sharky, as much as I say he chose it, he still gets a kill with it, with the Mac. So, kind of impressed with that.
Yeah, you have to think the line of reasoning there, right? They just won a gun round. They're imagining they're probably not up against a full buy. So even though they do have armor, Sharky was still able to come away with 1 and farm some of that money off the Mac 10. That just leaves Nico and Bezzy. You have to imagine they're going to be saving this armor that they purchased into this one. And on the full loss bonus, coming into 5-round loss, they shouldn't have a problem putting together a full buy next round. But again, this is going to be the 5th round in a row now for Kinship after this bomb explodes. And they are just on a tear on this T side of their map pick. We'll have to see if Lost Recognition can get something back here, or will Kinship just keep steamrolling ahead and go up 8-4?
That is true. They're steamrolling it. They're moving ahead. They're now 2 in the lead. And yeah, I agree. Sharky definitely did a good play there. Get some extra money for himself. I mean, $7,500 in his pocket right now before he buys anything. But yeah, that full buy coming in for the side of Lost Recognition. And looks like Honest is going to take a little bit of a play for Sharky. He's going to pull out the Mac. We are going to see BZ rolling in with the MP9 as well. So trying to be a little bit more money conscious at this point. You know, see what they can pull out here. And Rise actually going to be the one taken down this time. Nico getting 2 pieces, 1 and 2. And Super actually picking up a 3rd. Nico almost getting his 3rd.
Yeah, Nico having himself a bit of a round here. Is BZ able to pick up 1 with the MP9? And, you know, although it's working out for him, I got to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of taking a Mac 10 into a gun round when you are already struggling in the gun rounds. However, it will be inconsequential as Supa getting another op. So this looks like they will have a double op setup for the last round. And finally, after 5-round wins in a row, Lost Recognition going to be able to pick up 1 for themselves, looking to even it out before the half comes to an end. Will we get a 6-6, or will Kinship go into the next half with a bit of an advantage?
That's the ultimate question. I mean, it's looking pretty plausible. And again, you know, will it not? Here's where we find it out. And, you know, the double op is always fun. I always like to see those rounds. It's always a good time. But will it work? Because as of right now, the gunplay has been really high on the side of Kinship. So I'm not surprised if anything crazy happens from them.
Well, what's crazy is Rise has been pretty nuts this game with his opening picks with the op. But BZ was able to outduel him with the AK on the other side of the map. I'm not sure how that happened, but BZ on 13 for himself. He is having a game also. As Kojimiak, he had no idea that there'd be a T here, but luckily for him, Lektka looking the other way, was inspecting the smoke grenade, clearly not expecting somebody to be around the corner. And this will be an A-hold as Kojimiak, he doesn't know there's someone sneaking on his site. Sharky with 1, can he get the other? No, he's going to miss just barely, just clipping the hip. Not quite going to be close enough, as now Ajax left to do this in a 1 versus 2 last round. So both teams going to be going for this one. Tossing down the smoke, has no idea where the CTs are. Looks like it's going to be the eventual double up from CT, as we see Kojimiak here waiting for his teammate and Honestinho to come around. Koji, he's thinking about getting curious though, and it might be a little too early, and it is not in time for the trade to come through. And now it's just Honest in the 1v1. The flash. Honest going to be able to turn in time, and in the 1v1, picking it up, getting lost recognition up to that 6, and we have a tie game on our hands going into the second half.
Incredible. And again, up to 13 for BZ and 12 for Rise, running up both sides of the team. And now we get to roll over to it. And let's see what happens as we go into the 6-6 turnover. I mean, definitely didn't expect this. Honestly, I mean, we started off great with lost recognition, that they were going to have a good round, but then we got 5 straight rounds for Kinship, and honestly didn't know if that was going to continue or not. And, well, I guess it did to a point, but they've somehow both come out of their own deficits and been able to tie this up.
Yeah, the way it was going, it looked like Kinship was going to run away with this one. They found a lot of success on those gun rounds, but once Rise got shut down a little bit, without the op there to get those picks, it looks like lost recognition found a lot more comfort, but we find ourselves at the start of another pistol round. Who will be able to take this one? What will Kinship decide to do? I feel like there are so many different things that you can potentially do on your T-side pistol, but not seeing a crazy amount of nades come through just yet, so you have to imagine it's going to be something relatively simple. B take, possibly.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot really going on. This just looks like it's going to be raw aim and raw skill as they roll through this, so ultimately we'll just have to wait and see. Because nobody's really done anything. We do have, looks like 1 smoke nade, but other than that, that's the only thing that's left. That's with well, actually we got at least 1 flash. 1 flash, 1 smoke left, and we'll see how useful it is.
The bomb is toward A. So we have 3 T's set up in this A main position. And we have 2 down here in the hands of BZ and Supa, trying to make this A split happen. As the peaks come out, Koji Miak able to get a gross one onto Sharky with that P250 coming through the sniper's nest. Left! That is disgusting. How did you manage to find that second shot? Getting 2 very important kills is now 3 versus 2. Lost recognition. Honest getting another one, evening it out to the 3v3, but now the hold as Rise comes in with one of his own. Lect, will you be ready for this flank? It looks like he's aware it's a possibility, but clearing out Tetris and turning around. Lex has been going crazy in this round. Can he find himself a 4th? And that will be the case. Lex going nuclear in this round to get his team the pistol on the CT side.
Look, nothing like a good 4-piece on the first pistol round. You know, that's a happy meal right there, and I bet you the whole team is very happy with the outcome of that.
Happy meal indeed, with all the sauce. Man, that second shot onto that player, peeking him from the A site after he got the jungle kill. Not sure what happened there, but that was just a beauty to look at. And that's certainly going to be an ego pumper and a team hyper, as Kinship going to be feeling pretty good now, starting off the CT side.
Yep, they're going to be looking real nice as this rolls through, so this should give them a nice little extra advantage. We're going to see that pump up just a little bit to where we're going to have some extra weaponry coming in for lost recognition, but again, we'll have to wait and see if that's going to be usable. BZ definitely taking a little bit of damage, but nothing too crazy. Same for Ajax. And speaking of Ajax, he's going to open it up. Soup's going to be the first one to go down. Lek going to be crazy yet again. And taking down Honest, so not looking too good for lost recognition on this one. They did that buy up to try and see if they could do anything with it, but it doesn't look like it's going to be working out necessarily the way they want it to.
Now, couldn't find anything to start the round. Getting picked off, it seems, relatively easily. Not too much of a challenge for Kinship, and now a 3 versus 5. They're going to have to pull off something pretty spectacular. They want to do this one, but we see the push coming through for the CTs, gathering the information coming in from underpass, and that will be Nico going down. Bomb going to be forced to rotate, and that is the counter-terrorist knowing that this is certainly not going to be the B hit anymore. Well, they are not rotating over just yet, so Ajax able to pick up another one, though, and now Koji Miak left to do it alone, looking for nothing but a bomb plan at this point, you would imagine, but with 5 counter-terrorists alive, there's no way he gets it.
Yeah.
Bang going to be able to pick it up with the MP9, and that is Kinship picking up the follow-up to the pistol, going up 8-6, and Laura with the buy, going to be forced onto a save in this one.
Yeah, and so that's even though we got into a tie, Kinship's definitely taking advantage of their crazy rounds already, 2 ahead, and Lost Recognition trying to pick it up. And well, we do have at least 2 Tech 9s, you know, and those sometimes the crazy rounds. We'll see if it's crazy enough.
Yeah, Supa picked up 2 flashes, and BZ picked up a smoke and a flash. So BZ lining up the smoke for the B take. It looks like it's going to be the fast B with the pistols. Will they be able to do anything with it?
Well, they're getting softened up a little bit here. Honest taking the brunt of that, and then Soup taking just a little bit of extra damage. BZ trying to line it up.
Ooh.
Another softening nade. They are just getting put out right now. And a little bit extra burn damage, but there's still going to be 1 head. And maybe 2, depends if Fang goes down, which is going to be a yes, but Sharky's going to be able to retake that, and then BZ back around, retake for retake.
Yep, BZ making something happen here. He's probably not going to be able to win this. He's going to be able to get the trade, but taking out 3 rifles from the hands of the CTs certainly feels a lot better than nothing, as you had almost nothing going into that round. So although they weren't able to get a bomb plant, doing a lot of economical damage. As though, you know, I say that money's still looking pretty solid for the side of Kinship. They've done a good job of keeping that up so far. Just Vayne and Ajax going down to almost no money, but Sharky, Rise, and Lect, you're feeling like they got some pretty fat pockets. As a very important first gun round coming out for the side of Lost Recognition. If they can't get something started here, it is going to be a very tough half for them. Same thing I said for Kinship the first half, so we'll see. As Rise, he's been crazy with the op so far, and fast take out of Palace. That is 2 quick kills. Lect able to get 1, but that is a 3 versus 2 off a very explosive Palace take. And before I can even finish what I'm talking about, this round is already looking pretty good for Lost Recognition. Should be sealed. Honestly surprised Kinship's going for it.
Yeah, I mean, this will open it up, but Sharky's not done yet. He smells the blood, and he's going for it. He's going to pop this corner. Although Soup's going to be able to take down Vayne, it's all up to Sharky, the king of the sea. Let's see what he can do. He's going to go ahead and maybe try to get that defuse, throw a smoke, get some sprays, do the fake, but Soup's just ready. He takes him down, and that's going to be a round for Lost Recognition.
Yeah, Nico is the primary opera on the side of Lost Recognition, but Supa is no stranger to it. He is certainly the secondary op, and he is very comfortable with that thing in his hands, so he is able to clean up that one. As the op for Rise coming out on the other side again, that economy we talked about last round paying dividends as he is able to pick up the big green and some things to surround it. But actually, I say that only 1 M4 to go alongside it, 1 MP9 and 2 Deagles. So this is a bit of a gamble from the side of Kinship.
It is indeed. Now they're going to see if they're going to do some cheeky stuff here with Rise way up top. Let's see, see, that's not going to be. That's going to be Nico up top. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Rise is moving around. See what's possible.
He's looking to get something done, and I can't blame them for it. I mean, Rise has been, I've said his name quite a few times. He's been very instrumental this game. As you can see, he's up to 16 frags, and he's been finding a lot of impact with those frags. So his team putting the trust in him to get it done this time. But the mid take, a lot of control being gained by the side of Lost Recognition here. Supa doing with due diligence, clearing all the angles. Nico able to get Rise, and that's the op going down, and Supa gets 1 and Honest with another. So in tandem, 3 terrorists getting 3 kills, and that is quickly looking like a round pickup for the side of Lost Recognition. As just Vayne and Lect to do it alone, M4 and a Deagle. Almost certainly impossible, and Lost Recognition making a good case for this T side on their opponent's map pick.
Absolutely. And now, don't be wrong, Vayne could potentially, see if he could get a couple taps here. He's being a little bit cheekier. But at the same time, that's still money to be lost. But, I mean, if he can get a tap or 2, that would be fantastic. Depends if they want to go on the hunt, which I figured if, at this point, Lost Recognition shouldn't be blood hungry. They should just kind of, if anything, there might be 1 on the prowl. Because they definitely don't need to lose too many. And
Supa is able to get 1. So taking out the Deagle, however, the M4 is still in play, and that is the more important weapon with the kit. However, T's closing in on him. Lect, will you be able to get away with this? Your position is going to be given up. Easy going to go down, but gets killed from behind by Honest, and that is 0 rifles going into the next round for Kinship. Lost Recognition on a nice streak here, getting the eco down for the side of Kinship, and this will be, or should be, a free round, even though they are electing for the double op on T side. So, Lore, huge fan of the
Ooh.
double ops on Mirage.
Yeah, definitely. We will see how that goes. Again, this round should be just fine. Considering we just got the USPs, and that's basically it. Looks like there is a flash at least, so that I don't know what that's really going to do, but it will be used more than likely just to have a good time.
We'll see, USPs could find something, but that's looking like a big no.
Come on, Koji. Come on. Get you the ace. Get you the ace. Go for it.
Rise left to do it with the pistol. Can he get anything here? And that is a nose. Honest picks up the last one. Round secured for Lore, and that is a 9-9 scoreline now.
Yep, definitely recovering this a lot better than expected based off that first, pistol round. But you know what? Better late than never. So tied up again, double sides. We got double ops, and technically a third one coming in. Rise is bringing it back out. And we're just waiting to see what Sharky's going to have. Yep, just going to bring that Silence M4 back into this. $0 to him. So not the best way. If they lose this round, it's not going to be their best friend. But Soup's going to go ahead and, 1v1 and going to take that as a win. Rise goes down, and Sharky take a little bit extra damage. Lek getting taken down a little bit. He is able to get a kill, but only one before Koji takes him down. And now BZ popping around the corner, seeing what he can see. But two coming from the same angle, so that's going to be Vayne and Ajax pushing, and actually going to be 2-3 for Vayne, getting him a nice 3-piece, but he is down to just 6 HP and 9 for Ajax, so this should be doable. Maybe not. It's one of those that it should have been able to be done for Lost Recognition, but an op, it maybe would have been better for a pistol, but there's no way for him to know how much damage that was actually dealt.
Vayne with an absolutely monstrous round there. I'm not sure what happened on the side of Lost Recognition. They had the entries, but Vayne coming through that smoke and CT and was able to pick up 3 just like that. Like you said, the HP was low, but Nico, guess, wasn't quite aware of just how low, still was using that op and found the first one, but Vayne popping up over that concrete was able to take him out in a huge round. 4 kills for him, getting his team up to double digits, and what looked like it should have been Lore's double digits, as Rise able to find a kill on a Supa. Nico with 1, but Rise with another, dropping to get the player below Palace, and this is trade, as now we find ourselves in a fast 2v1, excuse me, now for the side of Lost Recognition, as they are really favoring these fast A takes. Only 1 minute and 20 seconds left, or rather, still 1 minute and 20 seconds left, and only 3 players left alive, as they are aware that Sharky might have been on this fast rotate, making their way through jungle all the way to B site. Sharky has sniffed this one out, though. He is aware of what's happened, not finding any terrorists on the A site. Plant going to be going down, picking up the M4. Looks like he's just going to be trying to save it, though. Not quite able to make the jump to Cat. He got the tough part done getting out a window, but unable to get that crouch landing. However, looks like he's going for this one, Sharky. No kit, not a lot of money, and he is thinking better of it as he chooses to back off into connector. Will be saving this M4.
Yep, I definitely think that's the best choice here for him. I mean, as much as... Ooh, he found himself a nice little toy. Bringing the AWP, the Arctic by its government name, back into the next round. So they'll be able to save that, have that extra cash, and well, I'm assuming he's going to hand that over to Rise once he gets back.
You would imagine. I don't think you're going to be wanting to taking that one away from Rise, so... We'll be tossing that one over as Lost Recognition getting one back very quickly, going tied game, double digits, 10-10. And it doesn't look like Kinship has the money to buy around this op, so we'll just be Rise trying to carry his team through this one. Kinship probably not wanting to risk all of their eco before the 11th round, so very important round here. But if Kinship can find an upset, this would be very huge for them, but it should be around for Lost Recognition.
Yeah, as much as that is fantastic to have into this round, yep, we'll see. I mean, it's really just going straight to him. Let's see what he can do with it. Not making any of those connections. We're having an absolute blowout onto the A site. Fire, nades, everything's being thrown. Nobody is there. And looks like they're going to get the freebie for the plant. And now we're going to have worry about those rotations as they start coming in from every direction.
And you have to imagine Rise is just going to want to save this op as he takes a few shots, putting himself in some danger, but able to get out of there. Going to be crawling through Murder Hole, making his way back. Lect able to pick up one with the P250, but that's going to be it. Supa taking out Sharky. And now just 2 players left alive for the CTs. Rise going to be holding on to the op. Ajax, just the USP, going to be seeing if he can find anything here. Going to be looking for a lone terrorist, maybe a weapon to scavenge.
Ooh.
Pulls out the old Zeus, but fortunately no T is going to be running his way. So it will just be a very unelectric end to this round as Ajax going to be going down with the bomb, looking for a rifle, but not going to matter as you are dead, my friend. Rise able to pick one up onto Supa, but does go down to Honest, so that is no op going into the next round for Kinship, and they do not have the money to pick one up. That is a big kill to find. Has lost recognition, putting themselves in prime position to take away their opponent's map pick.
Yeah, that is definitely not going to be good. They definitely gave it their best shot. I mean, they tried it. They saw it. Unfortunately, Rise went down. He's going to have to go down to that lowly M4. But hopefully they can make that happen. You know, an op doesn't make anything happen. Sometimes it's just what about you can do in the moment. So they're going to try it again, and we are going to see a crazy start as far as them going straight mid. They're switching it up and not doing exactly what they've been doing. Definitely going to be going the different route because instead of hitting A right off the bat, although Sharky getting a lot of damage dealt to him, and Koji Max actually going to be the first one to go down. And so I'm not sure what the play is here besides maybe opening up, looking for some frags to just open up one of these sites.
Supa has found himself in a pretty big position as he is able to find a kill off of it. Position known now, though, as Nico going to be going down to Rise. Bezimek jumping out fast, not ready for the player next to Van, and that's Ajax picking up 2. Honest now left to do it alone. No way he can do this one. I say that as he was able to find Vane. Still on some good HP, knows this flank is coming in. He has this one figured out, but Rise holding the angle with the op, going to be able to take him down. And in an incredibly tight game, 11-11 on Kinship's map pick. The side of lost recognition are going to be able to come through with another buy, so not going to be easy. And who will be able to find their way to 12 first? This has been an incredibly back and forth affair this entire game. Neither team willing to concede any space, and we'll see who's able to get themselves to match point.
Yeah, they haven't wanted to let either one of them go. I mean, they did in the earlier rounds, but that was the earlier rounds, not now. As we get to the end, that 11-11, they don't want anything to happen. Now, Lost Recognition calling that tactical pause to try and figure out their life and what they want to do. Because this is now very important as we have a full buy coming in from Kinship. We have the full buy coming in for Lore. And so we'll just have to wait and see what is possible there.
Classic technical pause right when the game is at its peak. Unfortunate timing, or maybe fortunate.
Yeah, let's
for either of these teams.
Pause. Yep.
Because on LAN you're not allowed to talk in a timeout, a technical timeout, but online we don't have refs, so
yep.
You can talk all you want. I do say that, but Honest, in most of the games I've watched Lore playing, Honest ends up having some sort of connectivity issues, so I would not be surprised if he needs a good old router reset.
Yeah, you never know. Sometimes you just gotta get that reset going, get it back into play. Just get it where you want it to be. And of course, they have their own 5 minutes to play with, so hopefully, there we go. They're gonna go ahead and take that off, and so now the timer is working its way down.
And if somehow you are just joining us, welcome. Thanks for coming by to this lower bracket ESEA Season 49 Advanced playoff match. Find ourselves here in a pretty heavyweight bout between Lost Recognition and Kinship. 11-11, incredibly tight game here so far. looking to see which team can find themselves on match point first as Rise getting flashed off the angle, peeks out for the shot, not able to find it, and he is getting pressured off, is thinking about the B push coming through. Not going to be the case, so as this is Lore setting up for this A hit, this A split. Nico with the AK, working to help his teammate push through connector here. Select losing a little bit of HP. Nothing too detrimental though. Sharky looking to find a position. Flash coming out, peeking from behind the concrete. Is able to get one, gets tagged low though. Kojimiak able to get one, but coming up the ladder fast is Sharky. Crazy round from him, somehow able to find two there. Now lost recognition in the disadvantage, but with the control of the A site, or at least somewhat I say that, it's actually just Honest here, alone with the bomb. Nico coming through Palace. What can you get done here, lost recognition?
Yeah, they got to find some kind of opener here, and as of right now, if Ajax can be seen, that'd be great, but it looks like Rise is going to go ahead and take down Nico, and so it's going to be all up to Honest here. He is going to be able to take down Rise, but does he know that there's one more? Bomb's going to be planted. Vane's going to pop this corner, and takes him down, and so that is going to be 12 onto the board.
Unfortunately, Honest just not ready for that second player CT. Pros don't fake, right? So he just went to drop the plant, and it's going to end up costing him as Kinship able to find their way to 12 first, and this is a bit of a labored buy coming through. BZ finding himself in a good position with an AK and full utility, but he is the only one as Galil coming out, two Galils coming out, and two MAC-10s. And this is going to be tough for lost recognition to pull through as we do find ourselves in another quote-unquote technical pause.
Yep, they're going to hang out. They're going to make sure that they got this plan ready to go, whether if it's Kinship, they're going to be able to discuss as they need to potentially here. And say for lost recognition, they have to make this happen, and we could go to overtime. Or if Kinship takes it here, we walk away from the map number 1 and head over to map number 2 for Ancient and get that reset and restarted.
Yep. We'll see. We're just waiting on the old tech issues. Old tech issues.
Yep.
You know, meanwhile, while we're waiting, I've been talking with the homies lately about the state of like what could be added or taken out. You know, with the incendiary nerf, it's like interesting to think about what else they could do.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about adding a different kind of pistol into the game, like what kind of niche a pistol could fit into. So I'm curious. We were discussing, do you think there should be a pistol that does, it's kind of like the opposite of the CZ, where the CZ is like pretty solid and like high fire rate and high damage, but it takes like 30 seconds to pull out? What if there was a pistol that did a bit less damage, but it comes out like really fast as like a sidearm for, you know, oppers or scouters? What do you think about that?
You know, I'm definitely a person who's great on low damage, high fire rate type of things. I'm a big person for that, to where in a lot of other games that I played where it's like, oh wow, look how little damage it does. It takes so many bullets. No, that's good. As long as you got good aim, those little bullets do a lot of damage if you hit the right spot. And so I'm a huge fan of that.
I think it would be interesting. I feel like the pistol game is a little stale these days, you know, Deagle's Tech 9s.
Yeah, I would love to see a speedy, maybe even like a fully automatic Glock. You know, would be fun. That is an option. It does exist.
It does, but we find ourselves into the midst of a very important round, as this is for the map, and Kinship putting themselves up early, finding 2 quick kills. And that's Honest, top fragging this game, going down. Rise picking up another. He has been a menace this game. 24 and 16 on the man, looking to put this one to bed on their map pick. What has been a close MAC is looking to go the way of Kinship, but Supa finding himself in another crazy position. How did he do this? But he misses the op shot. A very crucial one. Finds 2 kills with the MAC, but Ajax going to be taking out Nico. And Supa, you have to do this one yourself. You have to get the ace. Not able to find it, and he's missing. Oh, so unlucky for Supa. 2 kills that he could have had. Unfortunately, that will be the map for Kinship. An incredibly close affair here, picking up their map. And that will be the first map of this best of 3 going the way of Kinship. We are not done here.